Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nuclear Humanist. It was a great weekend. I did my first presentation in Great Britain, which was very well received. And I had my birthday yesterday, which I celebrated with my family. But now I'm back to work. I've got another video to make. The term nuclear in my channel's name is mainly due to the fact that I have grown fond of nuclear technology after years of full-time investigation, and also have a good understanding why it would be incredibly stupid to discount it as a future energy source which can help us solve the climate change issue. We need to pay more attention because we are making a mess of this planet and have to start working towards realistic solutions. I love to calculate all kinds of interesting things, and today I was wondering about the total volume in uranium that we can extract from conventional mines, both through old school mining but also through new ways of mining. But enough of that. Let's see how big of a mountain of uranium we can get from existing resources. We know that uranium has a density of 19.05 grams per cubic meter. What would happen if we want to figure out how much metric ton this would be per cubic meter? The first thing is easy. We know that a cubic meter is 1 million cubic centimeters, for it is 100 times 100 times 100 centimeters. 1 million times 19.05 grams is 19.05 million grams, or 19,050 kilograms, or 19.05 metric tons per cubic meter. According to the World Nuclear Association, there was about 5.7 million tons of recoverable uranium deposits in the world. Now that doesn't mean that is all the uranium there is. It is actually hundreds, perhaps even thousands of times more than we can get. The issue is that in order for mining to be profitable, we need a sufficiently rich ore. So saying that we currently have access to roughly 6 million tons of uranium is reasonable. How many cubic meters is this? 6 million ton divided by 19.05 ton is roughly 315,000 cubic meters. This sounds like a lot, right? Consider this made-up metric. GPE, or Great Pyramid equivalent. The Great Pyramid is a pretty big building with a volume of roughly 2.5 million cubic meters, which is about 2/3 of the world-famous NASA vehicle assembly building. I got this idea from Repo Malhotra, who coined the cubic mile of oil metric. Suppose we would extract all the known uranium deposits, it would fit inside the same volume of the Great Pyramid 8 times. So we could say that all the economically recoverable uranium is 0.12 Great Pyramid equivalent. Luckily, we have an almost inexhaustible supply of uranium in the oceans, and research is underway to find economic means to extract it. So let's compare all the uranium we could extract as it currently stands. So how many Great Pyramids for other materials do we dig up each year? Aluminium, 8.5 Great Pyramids. Silicon, 1.2 Great Pyramids. Copper, 0.87 Great Pyramids. And the actual annual uranium production is 0.00063 Great Pyramids. The point of this exercise is to show you that even if we could extract all the uranium in the world, it has a relatively small volume. Spent nuclear fuel and nuclear waste are a tiny problem. We could still build a temporary repository as big as a pyramid or an airplane production facility, which would be able to store it all in the wait for other applications. And that's the elemental clue I want to share with you. We don't want to sequester our nuclear waste because there's no need to bury any of it. In fact, please don't. We have only extracted about 4% of all the energy in the fuel, and there are many fission products in there that are beneficial to mankind and in high demand. We will make step changes in nuclear chemistry as soon as we transition from solid fuels to liquid fuels. This simple Great Pyramid analogy tells us that the energy density of uranium is incredibly high. We've been producing energy from uranium for 50 years. We produce about 30,000 tons of uranium each year, or 0.00063 Great Pyramid equivalent. And this is enough to provide roughly 5% of the world's energy. Compare that to the approximate 8 billion tons of coal, which is good for 30% of the world's primary energy. We unearthed the equivalent of 3,200 Great Pyramids worth of coal per year. This gives us an energy density of 176,000 tons of coal per terawatt hour of energy produced. Want to know the nuclear figure? It's 5 tons of uranium per terawatt hour. And there it is. We only use about 3 to 4% of the uranium efficiently. So basically, we use 150 kilograms of uranium per terawatt hour of energy. That's a factor of 1,000 better. And we haven't even reached optimum efficiency yet. Now, these figures are rough and have been rounded up. I suspect that I'm not far off, but do note that the balance will remain the same. Just to give you an impression of the non-scale involved in nuclear energy, it really doesn't get any better than that. Anyone who goes about complaining that we need to keep mining fuel for nuclear energy has no clue what this actually means on the global scale of things. Let's end this video with a call to action. I've just visited the Reason coffee shop in Watford and had an interesting conversation with some very gracious guests. And they asked similar questions to the one Richard Bono, an American friend of mine, just asked. And I quote, "You know, Franklin Roosevelt had a similar problem. He probably knew that America must enter World War II, but though the people were sympathetic, they were basically isolationist. Why should America enter an expensive war when we were still in a depression? Why should America sacrifice? We have our own problems." Well, a big event intervened, which could not be ignored. What would be a big event which no one could ignore on climate change? What? End of quote. In all honesty, I don't know. My feeble answer is, we need to cherish what nuclear capacity we have and keep them in a culture of excellence so that we can show people how well run these reactor facilities actually are. In fact, let me show you right now. This is Heather Madison from the Mothers for Nuclear organization.
Here in California, we pride ourselves on our environmental leadership. When we at Mothers for Nuclear heard about New York's proposed clean energy standard, we had to take a break from
cleaning our solar panels,
habitat restoration,
and native species monitoring
to take another look.
You guys are being so silly.
New York's proposed zero emissions credit includes nuclear as part of a clean energy standard.
Now that's environmental leadership.
Nuclear power is a proven, reliable, low-carbon source of energy. And the best part is, existing nuclear power plants are decarbonizing our energy supply right now. But action is needed. We need to keep our existing nuclear power plants open to help us solve some of the planet's biggest problems.
The New York Clean Energy Standard recognizes that policies written in the name of the environment should actually benefit the environment.
This means supporting all clean air energy sources instead of catering to political or business interests.
Because at the end of the day, the planet doesn't care where our pollution and carbon emissions are coming from. It just wants us to stop.
She works at a nuclear power plant and is passionate about it. I have confidence that those who love their work will do their work to the best of their abilities. In the meanwhile, us advocates have to get up and at them. If we don't move, we can't expect others to move. Thank you for watching.